This video isn't going to have much real value. The only kind of lesson here is going to be, lo and behold, attention to detail. Bet you would have never guessed that. But if you'd just like to hear the story, let's get right into it. So, for those of you who don't know, I actually did try out for MasterChef, not the full adult big boy version, but for MasterChef Junior, because there are two different versions of the show. If you don't know, if like you've been living under a rock, MasterChef is basically a cooking show in which a bunch of fucking people get together. There are three judges, mostly in most of the seasons it's been Gordon Ramsay, the Angry Italian Man, and then Dr. Seuss. Very, very beautiful judges, all three of them, great merits. But about 100 people get together, and over the episodes they get eliminated. They do different challenges until there's only like 2 or 3 left, and then they have like one final competition where they like find out who's the best, and then that one gets a whole bunch of money and also a title, like the accolade, like the bragging rights to go with it. I don't know if in the most recent season that's how they've been doing it, but because I stopped following the show, but for the first few, that's how they've been doing it. And then there's MasterChef Junior, which is the kids version, ages like 8 to 14. It's like a pretty broad range, but basically it's the version where instead of saying the C word a lot, Gordon Ramsay says, "Oh dear, gorgeous, no, don't worry about it." I tried out for that one because at this time I was a whopping 12 years of age. I've been cooking for a very long time, 19 now, started when I was probably 9. I saw the very funny video called MasterChef Worst Dishes and Moments. It's like 42-minute long video, and it's just like all the biggest fuck ups of the, like, basically of the entire culinary world. I'm sure those people feel great having like a 10 million view video made about them that's like just exposing them for their flaws and weaknesses. But that did cause like the start of my culinary journey, because I was like, oh, holy fuck, there's a whole world to this, and there's a whole like skill set to this, and oh my goodness, what a great time. So a few years on to that, it's actually, I was on the set. I was like on a set. I was doing background acting, which basically you just sign up, you're in the movie, you don't have lines, but you just like walk around in the background. It's a nice little paycheck, the easy way to make money if you're like, if times are rough and you need it. On that set, which I'm not gonna, I don't even know if like it's been so long, I don't even know if the liability is still there, but it was on a set. And when you're still in school, when you're still in high school, when you're under 18, I was 12 at this point, they need to have a set teacher. And the set teacher is basically, they just like supervise you while you fucking write something, or while you like, they give you some assignments sometimes. You don't even have to, right now everything's online. Back then, not everything was online. So low-key, you didn't have to do like school-specific work, like what you were actually doing in your classes. I was just like writing. I wrote like 6 pages about like fucking like a guide to how to play Overwatch back then. It was very fun. Not on that specific one, but you know, just in the one time I was doing background. But this specific time, the set teacher had worked before on the show MasterChef Junior, and she talked about it, and she discussed, oh my goodness, how are all these people like, wow. And to me, this was fascinating. This is massive, because I've never heard of anyone who even like remotely has relations to Gordon Ramsay and all these other people who I viewed as like big idols. And so that one day kind of planted the seed, and over time I got convinced, okay, fuck it, let's go. Let's apply for this. And so sometime in 2019, I may have been, yeah, I was 12 then. So sometime in 2019, there I was, in Los Angeles, beautiful city well, it's not a beautiful city now, but it hasn't been for a little bit, but it's a beautiful city for opportunities like this, because that's where the casting is happening, and that's where like they actually shoot the show. So we submit all my paperwork. I mean my mom, because I didn't know how to fucking do paperwork at that time, because it's like, oh yeah, the social security number. I don't even think I had a social security number at that time, because I wasn't a citizen back then. But basically, we submit all the shit, and the auditions begin. Yeehaw. The auditions are in like this hotel, like the ballroom of this hotel. I think it was, I low-key don't know. Maybe it was one of the famous Hiltons. I'm not too sure, but we go to the auditions. Okay, everyone can come to the auditions. It's not very selective there. It's like you fill out the paperwork and then, all right, sure, now you're eligible to come audition. What do we need to do? We basically have to prepare like a dish of our choice. It can be anything, literally dish of our choice. And I wasn't sure initially whether we were gonna do it there or whether we were gonna do it like um, we were gonna need to have it be prepared ahead of time. I was really hoping, and I thought that we were gonna do like a competition already, and the judges were already gonna be there, and I was gonna see Gordon Ramsay and be like, "Oh my goodness, hello," but no. What ended up happening is we just had to make the food already at home and then like bring it there to some fuck ass judges who are like millennials in Los Angeles who like I don't know write papers on Marxism or something. Those judges were really really maybe they were like known nichely in the culinary world, but I had no fucking clue who they were. That was a little bit disappointing. But so you need to bring a dish, and then you also need to be prepared to like showcase your personality to see if they would be a good fit on TV. Because a little secret, a cooking show isn't all about cooking, just like how the survival show or whatever the fuck, just like how in the Hunger Games, I've never seen or read the Hunger Games, but apparently the characters that survive sometimes survive because of like audience, like the audience likes them and not because they actually should have survived. In the same way, in the cooking show, it is a very good part about like what you make. Obviously, you can't just shit on the plate and like give it to the judges and be like, yes, so tasty. And if the audience likes you, you'll pass. Obviously, they'll try and keep you in for a little bit, but after a while, if you're shit at cooking, you're off. Like, goodbye. But there is definitely an element that people don't think of, and it's very easy to like shit on the characters. Like, oh my goodness, how are you still in? How did you not get eliminated? Well, it's exactly because of that. It's because it captures the audience, and it gets some sort of reaction. So there's just like there's more that goes into this than most people think. So it's those two parts. What was the dish that I made? I made a braised short rib. This was back when cooking was way less popular, like in social media, and so this wasn't redundant. Because right now, if I made this, it may be like a bit too cliche. Back then, this wasn't cliche. It was like super, super high-end, fancy, cool, whatever. I made a braised short rib, mashed potatoes, and then like glazed different colored carrots. They were glazed in like fucking whiskey or like some like amber colored liquor, whatever. Very good dish. It was amazing. No complaints there. But I go there. And you're just supposed to plate it. I don't even know if like they provided the plates or if we had to bring them, but basically you plate it and then the judges come around and they're not allowed to show a reaction. So they would come around, they taste it, like, yes, nice little LARPing, so tasty, but they didn't say anything because they're not allowed to. So they just go like, They literally start mewing before it was a thing. They're like, To the 12-year-old kids who are just like waiting for a reaction or some sort of approval. They're like, they're eating it. Pulling literally that. I just spit a humongous amount. That was beautiful. They just go up there, pull that face, and it's like, I guess, bro, okay, this is my life's work leading up to this point. Here they are, no reaction. But I kind of guess why. I kind of get why, because this wasn't selective. This wasn't a selective process yet. And so if some fucking poor, like, kid showed up and just, like, made the most atrocious dish known to man, they're, like, 10 years young, and they just put, like, some, I don't know, steamed fucking cow liver on the plate, the judges obviously weren't allowed to be, like, and, like, vomit and, like, throw up, so I understand why they didn't show reactions, because to avoid offending the fucking 8-year-olds there, and, like, the parents the parents that are a part of this, because also like parents who try and get their kids on reality shows are oftentimes like major fucking narcissists, whatever, like just major cunts. Obviously, it wasn't the case with me because I actually wanted to do this, and so my family was super supportive, cool, and they didn't like make me go on the show or anything out of like some fucking, or they didn't make me try out for the show on any vicarious bullshit. It was literally just, I really wanted to do this thing. Are you sure? Okay, cool, let's go. And so the dishes ranged from like literal scrambled eggs that looked like they just fucking stole it directly from the hotel lobby, all the way up to a cake that I was fairly fucking certain was store-bought because it had like store-bought because it had like the plastic packaging on it or whatever, and it just looked way too perfect to be true. But again, it was like a little like, I don't know, Asian girl who cooked it, and it's like, you know, there's the meme of like in powerlifting there'll always be a 13-year-old Chinese girl who like, or Olympic lifting, who like snatches more than you, and there's like in academics obviously there's a prevalent jokes like maybe she was really just that skilled, but it looked very, very store-bought. Congratulations to her if she made it look like that, because that's a massive compliment. As for mine, I really do think my dish was very good, because we made more portions of it than were there that day, and the other night, or the night before, my family and I just, you know, grubbed on it, we just ate it, and it was delicious, it was very good. The only one thing is like, putting something in fucking Tupperware for, like, to be carried away somewhere, and obviously you can't reheat it there because there are no like induction stoves or whatever the fuck, that does diminish the quality quite a bit. But like, they knew what they were signing up for, they knew that we weren't cooking it then and there, so it's like fucking that part quite literally wasn't under our control. My mom was very nice as to buy like this insulated kind of thermal food package, whatever the fuck, that we didn't have before, just for this one occasion. And our family, like, we're Eastern European, we don't usually like buy frivolous bullshit that we don't need, but that was, she understood how much this meant to me. And then obviously we bought that, beautiful, and then we made it like as best as we could. Bam. They taste the dish, no reaction. They bring us to one other room. They have us like say 3 words about this sounds like Epstein Island recruitment, but no, they just bring us to another room. And then they have us say like a few words about why we want to be on the show, and then they fuck us off, and then we get to go home. Beautiful. We actually don't go home straight away. We stop to eat at some nearby pizza place. I know, very funny, ironic, because MasterChef and we're stopping for a pizza. But in the middle of eating there, which was I think it was just lunch at that time. So in the middle of eating there, we got a call. Hello, who is this? Oh my goodness. And then like, obviously my mom picks up the phone, because back then I didn't eat, yeah, no, I didn't have a phone back then, which is fucking sad that some kids have a phone at like the age of 9 or whatever, but no, I was 12 back then. No cellular mobile device. And so my mom picks up the phone, it's like, oh my god, we're moving you on to the next stage. We're super hyped. This is big, massive news. So, the next stage of the elimination process is at some random fucking ran-down house in the middle of nowhere. I don't even know what neighborhood. Still in LA. But we have to pull up there, and we have to make a dish of our choice, but there we actually get to cook there. So, I make the genius decision to, okay, I don't know why I'm saying it ironically, it was actually a pretty, like, good dish to make. I made a scallop risotto. And it's basically super easy because you just make a risotto like normal, and then the scallops are like, they take basically no effort, and you just end up with them. This fucking shirt rides up on my shoulders like crazy. It's actually unbelievable. Okay, so the scallop risotto was pretty simple, because you just make the risotto, and then that's the most technical part of the dish. The scallop, you literally just and then take it out, and then the quality of the ingredient like speaks for itself. So I go there with my stepdad, we drive, and then the building across from it is completely fully run down, destroyed, like the windows are fucking broken into, and so we're like, oh wow, we're in a very nice neighborhood, this is amazing. Foreshadowing for East Cleveland 7 years later. But we go there, we go in the house, it's fine, it's like, there's a team already leaving, and then not team, the kid and his family. I don't know why I said team, fucking Freudian slip. But there's a kid and his family already leaving. They were there earlier. They just finished their thing. So now it's our turn. We go in there. Nice millennial Hollywood producers going about, like, setting things up. Okay, so you're just gonna cook this thing right here, and then we're gonna, like, sit down on this couch for the interview. Fair, simple enough. So there's a camera. I don't know if they actually recorded anything with that, or if it was just like a mock camera to, like, get used to the feeling of, like, there being a physical camera there. But I make my scallop risotto, a few technical errors because because I'm 12 years young and in front of, like, a television. Like, this didn't get broadcast to anyone, but still in front of, like, a crew. It's a little bit more nerve-wracking than usual. So I kind of I overheat some pan or something, but it's not a massive deal, and I know it gets salvaged or, like, mildly burned something, but it's not. Anyways, it wasn't a massive deal, and the dish ended up looking great. I don't even know if I got to taste that one. Maybe the fucking TV crew actually got to eat it, which is, like, unfortunate because I wish I got to have some of that. Or maybe I did, and I just don't remember. But either way, the dish gets made. Meanwhile, they're asking me questions, and at the time I was like, what are we doing? Can I just fucking cook? Can you all shut the fuck up? Like, I'm trying to cook. But obviously, the reason they were doing that is to see if I can get the pressure of, like, talking to people and cooking at the same time. So it was a pretty standard test. And then they sit me down on the couch. That was just in the little fucking rented Airbnb thingamabob that they had. And they start, we just passed 1648 in the video, very legendary Sabaton song. So they then sit me down and they're like, okay, we're gonna ask you a few questions, asking about where I'm from and whatever the fuck. I don't remember any of the questions except for one in which they asked, like, where I was born. And I said Hungary, and I said it's a small country in the Middle East. So I don't know if that had any effect or influence on my status in the fucking interview process, but yeah, instead of Eastern Europe, I said Hungary is a small country in the Middle East. Very good geographical knowledge there from 12-year-old me. After that, they bid us farewell. We go back. Cool. They'll hear back from us in a little bit. And then there are to come 2 sets of videos. The first set of video was... It was really interesting. Like, it was a weird request. Like, they had to film me and one of my friends together. I don't know why. It was to, like, I mean, I guess it was to show that, like, I'm not a fucking complete autist who doesn't know any other humans and just, like, I'm gonna, like, disrupt the whole show. Maybe it's just to show that, like, yeah, I can socially be cohesive with other people. There was then... I honestly, on this round, I completely forget what the requests were. I think this first round of videos was way less culinary, excuse me, and way more social, like I said. Just to show, like, around where we live, the things I like to do in my free time, the fucking, like, the neighborhood and the house or whatever. It was really interesting, and, like, why I want to be on the show again. With, like, very minimal culinary stuff. And that was still here. And then, my family actually moved states for a little bit because my mom had a new job in the other state, which will remain undisclosed. Maybe I'll fucking slip it up in some other later video, but for now, I'm not sure how the privacy is going with that. So, the point is, we moved away from LA for a few months to go to this other place, and there was to be the last and final stage of the tryout process. And this was where we actually had to record videos of us cooking, strict time, like, fucking strict regulations for the time and whatever. And it was like, cook a steak to medium rare, cook a chicken breast well, make a poached egg, make a fried egg, make a fucking scrambled egg, I think scrambled, make a mayonnaise from scratch, make cupcakes. Those very specific things. And the fucking big surprise there was that all videos had to be under 5 minutes. We also, lo and behold, didn't have any like kitchen appliances in this place that we were staying in temporarily, because it wasn't fucking worth it to, like, we're just staying in this place for like 2 months. It wasn't worth it to buy a whole fucking KitchenAid or like stand mixer or whatever. I still don't have like a stand mixer to this day, but like, you know, we have the electric whisk or the immersion blender. It wasn't worth it to buy those things for this place because we had them at home and we're fucking going back there already fairly soon, so like, what's the point? So you can imagine how some of these things without appliances can be a bit troublesome, especially the mayonnaise from scratch. If you don't know how you make mayonnaise, pretend this is fucking sunscreen. It's gonna give you fuck you. How you make mayonnaise is basically you have an egg yolk, you have some vinegar, you have some like mustard if you want, you have some seasoning. You start whisking that bitch either with like a manual whisk or with like a stand mixer or with like a hand mixer, whichever one. And then you start streaming in oil slowly but surely, and you stream in a fuckload of oil, and then you whisk it in until it emulsifies and becomes a mayonnaise. We did make it properly and successfully. The problem is that it took 20 fucking minutes to whisk it together because I had my 12-year-old right arm, which has not been through fucking arm wrestling training yet. So look at the quality. Even the lighting and shit, this is all quality. There we go. Okay, so I had my 12-year-old wrist and forearm, which has not done Devon Larratt pronation lifts or rise or whatever. So there, whisking it with one whisk, like a manual whisk, and then streaming it with oil slowly. So it took 20 minutes, which is a little bit bigger number than 5. I still knew that back then. I already knew that back then. I was always a prodigy at math, so I was a little bit worried that, fuck, maybe this isn't gonna go too well, that we submitted a 20-minute video instead of a 5-minute video. And then all the other like things were kind of fine, but they all went overtime, because if you think about it, resting a steak takes 5 minutes minimum. So fucking seasoning it, heating up the pan, bam, pow, searing it, cool, and then cutting it up, it takes way more. Poaching an egg doesn't take... Is that a fly? Okay, I just hallucinated then. Obviously poaching an egg doesn't take more than 5 minutes. It just takes like 90 seconds or whatever the fuck, depending on the water temperature, because you want it to be like, you don't want it to be at a rolling boil, but you also don't want it to be too cold, obviously. So that was fine within the time limits. But I remember the poached egg video, we cut it up. I just use this as the surface for everything. We cut it up, but there was a fucking, let's see if I have a, there we go, here's a fucking tissue. I cut it up, and it like was flowing, the yolk was fine. So we poached it, then first, obviously you poach the egg, and then you bring it out onto the plate, pretend this is a plate, but to drain a poached egg, because if you don't have a slotted spoon, ideally you have a slotted spoon. So what that means is that it's like kind of a mesh texture, or in either case there are a bunch of holes on the bottom. But we didn't have such equipment because we weren't at our usual fucking house. So the improv there was that we would put it out on a paper towel first, which I'm just gonna fucking use this tissue as the paper towel. We would put it on the paper towel first, and then we would drain it, drain the excess water, then remove the paper towel, and then fucking cut it open. It was cooked perfectly. It was an amazing poached egg, but the paper towel was still there, so we didn't remove it. So I fucking cut open the egg, and all the yolk like got absorbed into the paper towel along with the cooking water. So that was like fucked. That was the mistake I guess I made there. The steak, I've always just like absolutely nailed steak temperatures completely. I don't like to like turbo brag about many things, but somehow I always like just intrinsically know how to cook a steak just because I've done it so much. And also the hand test really does work. People like to shit on the, like, this is, well, I guess for me it's different now because like in arm wrestling you train the thumb pad, so I guess the test doesn't really work. But usually it's supposed to be like here is like medium, here's, wait, yeah, okay, so rare, medium, well done. So, or people, Gordon Ramsay does like fucking rare, medium, well done. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, this was developed back before people started going to the gym. Now people are obviously gonna like have more calluses and things, and like especially if you arm wrestle, your fucking thumb pad is gonna be like more developed and hardened. So that test doesn't exactly work, but I did it back when I was 12. Obviously, I didn't lift, so I kind of know the feeling of like when the steak is supposed to be well done, medium rare. So I've developed that like pretty well. So that didn't, the steak part didn't pose any challenges. Neither did the chicken breast. I've just been like pretty fucking nice at nailing like protein temperatures. The cupcakes were somewhat fine, but I was never really I still now don't enjoy baking as much as cooking, and back then I was like fairly shit at baking. So they turned out fine, but they were kind of ugly. Like I didn't know how to make them pretty. And obviously you can't taste things through the television screen or through the computer screen that these people were reviewing it through. And so the presentation on that one wasn't the best. And obviously whipping up the buttercream by hand also took like longer than fucking 5 minutes. Also took like around 20 something minutes, 27 minutes, 17 or 27, something with a 7 in there, which was a bit of a problem because the video limit, was supposed to be 5 minutes. And so, yeah, just these little errors, and I guess they weren't really looking for someone with my personality. Because I was also really intimidated. Like, some kids go on this fucking show. Back then, I don't know, this used to, like, annoy me. Like, the kids would go on the show. This is the 12-year-old me getting annoyed at this now, not the... right, at the age of 19, I well and truly don't care about the demeanor of a fucking 8-year-old on television, but it used to, like, get to me that these kids would go up there to Gordon Ramsay and be like, I'm gonna shit on you. I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna cook better than you. And like they didn't have that respect. Whereas if I went up there, I would have probably been like, oh my god, it's Gordon Ramsay. And then they just started fucking like bowing down to him or something. But I guess I didn't have the personality where I could just like fucking banter with the judges because my respect for them would have just been like fucking through the roof. So it was a combination of, yeah, the personality, like they just didn't fuck with it super well, and I also didn't show it super well. And then also like a few of these like minor details that I messed up on the actual cooking aspect. The dishes turned out fine, but obviously that when you're sending in a video, it's not like the taste, they can't really taste it. Just a few of those details led to us getting an email a few weeks after submitting these videos, and it was like, we are sorry, we will not be moving forward with your child for this season of MasterChef. And that was fucking awful. That was really, really devastating. Any sort of rejection, any like finding out that my friend was like shit talking me, any like definitely any workout since then has been really, really easy. Really, really like not at all comparable, like even fucking breakups and whatever. It's like, oh, okay, goodbye. Like, enjoy. Okay, farewell. It's been really, really easy compared to the original rejection that was the MasterChef Junior. We are sorry, we're not going to move forward with your child. So that day when I learned that news, I just immediately went into the bathroom, turned on the shower or bathtub or whichever the fuck, and then, like, I either got in a bath or I think I just got in the shower, turned on the water, started bawling my eyes out, stayed in there for a good, 45 minutes to an hour. I think it was closer to 40-ish minutes. But time feels longer when you're younger. And then I got out. My parents were like, okay, don't give up. Yes, device, yeah. Sure, these assholes didn't want you, it's fine, but you can, keep going with the cooking. And thankfully, I haven't stopped. I have not stopped with the cooking since then. I did take a massive break. I started kind of disrespecting it I never truly disrespected it, but I started disrespecting, the culinary arts. It sounds like such a big, grand thing, but I started disrespecting the whole, culinary aspect of it when I really started lifting. And I was like, okay, food is just fucking fuel, I don't care. And this past year, my first year of college, my goal was just to get as fucking massive as possible. I got up to 200 pounds. And so from 160, so it was a 40-pound gain. And the foods that I was eating to achieve that weren't exactly, let's just say they wouldn't fly on fucking MasterChef. They wouldn't make Marco Pierre White very proud. So I have taken a big step back from that in like this kind of intermediary state, but as of where I am right now, fully back on cooking. I'm fully confident that I would shit on any previous version of myself in cooking. Obviously, and I also worked in a restaurant, that was a thing. But my skills only starting to fucking skyrocket and like compound from here. So very, very glad that even if I may have not given up, even if I may have like given up temporarily, as in like stopped caring about the thing, truly never gave up. It hurt like fuck to see them say like, yeah, this thing that was basically my dream, no, goodbye. No, we're not like interested in it. It was obviously very, very painful, and even like now, I haven't thought about this memory in a while. It's not super easy to think about, but that like Gordon Ramsay himself wasn't a contestant on MasterChef. Fucking Marco Pierre White himself wasn't a contestant on MasterChef. Like, these people, like, there's only like one famous person who's been a contestant on MasterChef, and that's been Nick DiGiovanni, and he's made an amazing career out of that, an amazing life for himself out of that. But other than that, bro, fucking MasterChef is like, it's a show. Like, it doesn't, like, just because you don't get on that, absolutely doesn't mean that you can't be good down the line, and that you can be amazing at the thing that it's about. It's like if you didn't get on your fucking high school volleyball team, does that mean that you can never be good at volleyball? No. Well, I guess, okay, high school volleyball teams are easy as fuck to get on, but like, speaking from experience, I was dog shit at the game and I was like still on the team. But basically, there wasn't anything. I just like started my sentences. I guess that concludes the MasterChef journey. Yeah, really fucking anticlimactic. Like, the world doesn't always give you everything just off the bat, and you sometimes have to work for things. Wow, shocker. But it's not a reason to give up. Like, the mistakes I made there, where I didn't have like a fucking TV ready personality, and that I made, and I just didn't pay attention to detail, like on the timing of the videos and like the fucking paper towel on the poached egg or whatever the fuck, and like the lighting, camera angles, all that. So many little things to fix. Like, there's infinite room to improve. There's always something that you can do to improve. So, never give up. The worst suggestion of my life, legitimately never give up. Still cooking to this day. Way better at it now than I was back then. And we just keep going on from there. So I hope you got something from this video. Thank you very much for sticking around. If you've stuck around through this whole thing and like these long unedited things, I think you'll like my program, Common Sense Cooking, because that just has a bunch more unedited, long form guides about how to actually get better at the craft. And then also, if you'd like to book like a free call, because I like helping people for free, because it then makes like the paid program better, because I know what to put in it, because I know what actually helps people, then click on that as well. So thank you very much for sticking around for this. Never give up. Nie zdawaj się.